Today we prepare to go on another 1,000-mile road trip down south. Today we're not headed to North Carolina, we're going to Nashville, Tennessee in the 2025 Acura MDX Type-S. And the reason we're going down to Nashville is to drive a couple of other new Honda products, the new facelifted 2025 Civic Si and hybrid hatchback. And well, I decided that I didn't want to get on a big jumbo jet and fly down there. I thought we would drive.
Yes.
So that is what we're gonna do today. And I'm excited to experience this 2025 Acura MDX Type-S. This is newly facelifted for the 2025 model year. This one's finished in urban gray, which I think is a very overused term for gray, but I think Honda does it quite nicely. A little bit of flake in this paint, some gold when the sun hits it at certain angles. And my favorite part about this spec is the blue interior. I don't know that I've ever seen an Acura with blue interior, and this is a very nice example of that. I always like to road trip in cars that are a good spec because you have to stare at them for quite a while. Anyways though, MDX has been facelifted for 2025. We've got a new grille, new headlights, new taillights, a new infotainment system, but everything else kind of stays the same. The Type-S is of course the hottest variant of the MDX. We have a 4-corner adaptive air suspension. This has a 3-liter turbocharged V6, 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. It's all-wheel drive and it has a 10-speed automatic transmission. Quite a nice recipe for sporty driving, and the size of it, with it being a 7-passenger big cozy SUV on air suspension, should mean it will be quite cozy for our road trip as well. The only thing I'm concerned about is this is only rated for 21 mpg on the highway. It only has an 18.5 gallon tank, which means our fuel range is only going to be just over 300 miles. It's 500 miles down, 500 miles back, 1,000 miles round trip. We may be able to get away with only filling up twice because we have a full tank in it right now. So we will see. At Buc-ee's, yes. The most exciting part about this entire trip is Emily's inaugural trip to Buc-ee's.
Yes.
So we'll fill her with all sorts of Buc-ee's treats, and maybe Buc-ee himself will be there. You'll get to meet him.
That would be excellent.
That would be quite fun.
I'd like his autograph.
So let's poke around this MDX Type-S just a bit before we get out onto the road. We've got Brembo brakes on this car. We're running a set of Continental Cross Contact all-season tires. These are a 275/40 R21, I believe, squared setup. So that's a bit of our rolling resistance right there. Some 275 section tires on the front as well. This thing's got about 1,000 miles on it, so it's pretty fresh. Emily commented on how good it smelled this morning. Quad exhaust tips. I think the design of this car, it's subtle, but it gets the point across and it looks quite nice. Let's open up the back. Let's take a look at some road trip essentials, because this is one of those times where we have a little bit too much room in the car. Obviously, with this being a 7-passenger SUV, we just have a ton of room back here. We've got the third row seats folded down because I overestimated the amount of things we'd be bringing, which means that the suitcases rolled around the entire time we came to the church parking lot. And so we're gonna try and rearrange things here. But before we do that, I wanna show you my favorite little hidden compartment here in the MDX, and that lives right under the trunk floor. And we are actually using that for a number of things. I think things that normal people would use it for.
Mostly shoes.
Mostly shoes, and a hat and a hoodie and some other odds and ends. But I gotta say, I love when compartments like this are taken advantage of with the space that we have. The only downside to this is we do not have a spare tire in the MDX Type-S. And I had a bit of a moment earlier this week with the IS 500, and that did have a spare tire. So we always like to see that. Kind of disappointing to not see a spare in this thing, but it is what it is. So what I want to try and do is fit these suitcases behind the third row, which I think, oh yeah, they'll fit with no problem. And then these are a manual third row. Check that out.
Nice.
Perfect. Good amount of room behind the third row when it's folded up. Always love to see it. We'll leave the headrest down so I can see out of this thing. No camera rearview mirror on this SUV. How much do you think this costs? Because I haven't told you yet.
$78,000.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
It's like $77,950. Yeah. So yeah, you're correct. Starting price about $75,000. The urban gray pearl adds, I think it's just under $1,000 with destination, just under $78,000. You're learning very quickly. You know, I promise you guys, I did not tell her how much this cost. I promise you, I didn't.
Even looked at this car.
I know, neither of us have really done much with this car. And that's just told me it has rear proxy key.
Nice.
Oh yeah, okay, I like this already.
Love rear
we love rear proxy key. I am going to move my backpack for just a second to show you guys rear seat room. This has a bench seat, but kind of like a faux captain's chair setup when you fold down this large center console. Sat behind myself at 5'11" with the seat in comfort access mode, so it's a little further back than it would normally be. I seem to have plenty of room in the back seat. I've got my own climate control panel, a couple of USB-C ports. We have just kind of a normal car charger outlet. And up front, we have one singular USB-A port, which is nice for people that haven't upgraded their charger yet, of course. And then here is our center console layout, which maybe I'll leave the backpack right there. That might be nice. So if you're sat back here, you can fold this up and turn it into a bench seat, or put it down and have a big console. Kind of the best of both worlds. You don't have to pick between captain's chairs and a console setup. So pretty cool. Biggest change by far, and this just reminded me, Acura has always been known for their ELS Studio 3D sound systems, and I've always loved those sound systems. They're always very impressive. But for the 2025 model year, the top sound system is a 31 speaker Bang & Olufsen. So a very large departure for Acura. And what I thought was kind of cool, they had their own unique kind of ELS 3D, but we'll see how this Bang & Olufsen performs once we get on the road, once we've eaten up some miles here in this MDX. Before we do that, let's show you under the hood this 3-liter turbocharged V6. There it is, a little faux carbon on that engine cover, and the engine actually sits pretty far down. You can see our turbo right here on the top. So pretty simple looking setup here, but again, 355 horsepower, bit of an air induction system here, or here rather. Cool. All right, well, I was hoping to leave this parking lot at 10 o'clock. It's 10:34. We're actually not doing too bad today, usually we're like an hour behind, so I'll take being only 34 minutes behind schedule. Type-S on the headrests. I do like their branding on this. I am afraid it's gone a bit BMW M because it's here, it's here, it's here. It's on the cluster when you start it up. It's in a lot of places, but it's okay. We'll let them have their fun with their sporty branding. I wonder if this does the cool, like,
It does.
Does it? To show you another Type-S badge.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Very good, and I don't think this is my seating position, so I'm going to switch that and program the memory seat 1. Pretty good amount of adjustment here on the seat. You've got good lumbar, and everything is physical on the side of the seat. You don't have to go into the infotainment to adjust your side bolsters, say, for example. All of that happens physically on the side of the seat. We're going to go ahead and set that as seat 1. Not only can I set a memory seat, Emily can do that over on the passenger side as well, which I don't know if you're electing to do that or not, but
No.
at least you have the option. Here are our hidden charge ports, the singular USB-A.
That's for me.
That is for you, that pops up out of the dash. You will be using that later. Otherwise, we have this quite deep center console, and we have this little hidden compartment on top as well with some extra GoPro batteries for when this one ultimately overheats. Push button shifter like we're used to, and this has a new Google-based infotainment system with wireless CarPlay. I do have my phone wired in right now, but otherwise, I mean, this works just like all the new Honda systems. The new Civics that we'll be driving this week have this infotainment system as well. A lot of manufacturers are switching to these Google-based systems, and I think they usually work quite nice, as long as they're not GM and get rid of Apple CarPlay completely, because nobody wants that. Let's open up our pano roof. Why not?
Fabulous.
Get some light in here. And we will go ahead and reset our trip, because currently, actually, what did I say? I've driven this 11 miles? I've actually only driven it 4 miles.
Yes, just from the house.
Yeah, so let's reset the trip, zero that out, and get the nav going, and we'll jump on the road. 517 miles, 7 hours and 36 minutes should put us there at, I think adjusted will
It's
be
5.
5:14 because Waze doesn't adjust until you're in the time zone. So show you our cameras, very high quality. You can see the degradation of the pavement in that camera. Wow, that's pretty nice. Okay. And we'll put it into drive and off we go. The first thing I noticed when I jumped into this MDX this morning was the high seating position. I was shocked that the seat didn't go down further, but I think some of these luxury manufacturers are simply just making their seating positions higher to kind of mimic BMW X5 and big Range Rovers, because kind of this high commanding seating position gives you a luxurious feel. See how fast we can catch him. What was that about fuel economy? 5.2 mpg so far. All right, we'll chill that out. Not the quickest thing in the world. It weighs just under 5,000 pounds, and 350 horsepower is really, not that much power for a vehicle this big. But I don't really think straight line speed is Acura's intention with this car. I think just having more of a dialed-in chassis on this MDX and making it a bit more fun to drive is their biggest concern for the Type-S package. With that four-corner adaptive air suspension, the Brembo brakes, and just things that are retuned here and there are nice. But from a daily driving perspective, so far under first impressions, I like the light steering feel. I think the ride overall, the damping is quite soft. We'll have to see once we hit some more uneven pavement and things, but this seems like it'll check out to be quite cozy for us on the trip. What do you think?
I agree.
Under first impressions, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty comfortable. The only thing is the headrests.
Oh, you can probably adjust those.
They're angled. You know how we've talked about that before?
Oh,
The
right.
headrest is angled towards you.
I actually kind of like that on my side. You might be able to switch it because sometimes when you adjust it, it adjusts the angle too.
Oh, maybe.
So you have a button on this side of it you can adjust it with. We of course have a fully digital cluster. We can scroll through all sorts of things. Okay, I actually just want to do one more acceleration.
Okay.
Let's go to Sport Plus mode.
Do it.
It's lowering the
Lower
air
it,
suspension. Okay. Feels like it's good for 60 in about 5 seconds, I would say. I love the noises that Acuras make when you switch drive modes.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Ooh.
It's very like.
Let's go into comfort. Oh, not snow. Comfort. There we go.
It's very like video game racing.
It is, yeah. I think that's why they do it, because it's satisfying. They want you to engage with the car a bit. How's the ventilated seat? I'm gonna try mine. My back's a little sticky, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it's like blowing, but it's cool.
Yeah, I feel it more on my butt than I do on my back. Perhaps because I have a very thick shirt on today.
Perhaps.
Ooh, another thing. I've become a sunglasses guy,
You have.
and the MDX Type-S has a spot for the sunglasses. Of course, with this being a mostly American market car, Americans love their sunglasses and even more love a place to put them, so most SUVs in this segment have a little holder for you. Pretty smooth linear power. You get a bit of turbo lag off the line. You feel that turbo kick in. But in comfort mode, it definitely numbs things. So I think we'll roll in comfort mode for today. Why not? I like the little blue design it gives you on the gauges. Oh, it's telling me I did a lane departure. Sorry. You can also toggle on your lane keep assist. Ooh, wow. That's pretty good. If this is like any of the new Honda products, this system has been totally retuned. On the new Civic Hybrid I drove a couple of months ago in Montreal, that was one of the biggest things that they were very proud to tell us, is that they recalibrated the lane keep assist as well as the adaptive cruise. So I would imagine that transfers over to this MDX Type-S as well. Ooh, massaging seats. Oh yeah. Oh, let's get that started early. Oh, and it's actual massage balls.
Massage, yeah.
Must resist. Not resisting. Oh, yeah. This is what's always most impressive to me about these hot Acuras. Not necessarily the power, but the chassis on these cars. They always dial these in so well. Did that feel like a 5,000 pound SUV on that entrance ramp?
No.
No, not at all. It has set us back below 15 mpg. That'll be the last time, I promise. Not that you care, but just more so promising the audience.
You can feel on this side the air suspension.
That's right. Yep, because it's an adaptive system, so constantly making tweaks as you go around corners and whatnot. So I'm glad you said that, actually. I'm glad you were feeling for that. Let's see, kick down here. The one thing I don't love about Comfort is it gets rid of your rev counter, which I guess we don't really need, but I would like to know what we're revved at here. So since this is a 10 speed, let's get this back down to a realistic speed here. Just under 80 miles an hour, revved at only 2,000 RPM. So it's kind of surprising that it isn't a bit more efficient, being revved so low. Let's turn on our cruise control. We'll get that set. We'll turn on our lane keep assist. And another new thing for 2025 on the MDX is this will now automatically change lanes for you. I don't know that it will at this very moment because the indicator is not lit up green, but maybe it will. We'll try. Nope. Okay, so I need to let it figure itself out. Maybe at some point in the trip. We have 509 more miles to demonstrate the lane keep. Take a break from the massage and the cooling for a second. But I mean, as far as first impressions goes, this seems like it's going to be quite the unit to take us down to Nashville. So, are you ready?
And our 5 kids.
That's right. Yeah, we could go with quite a few other people, and I think in pretty good comfort. Are you ready for Stetsons? Extended pickup trucks that fit 20 people in the bed.
Yeah.
Constant parties on every block.
Cowboy hats.
I've always said Stetsons. Is it Stetson and a cowboy hat? Is that the same thing?
I don't know.
I'm questioning that now.
I don't know.
Somebody in the comments will know. But we're going to settle in here. We'll do a bit of driving. We'll enter the most exciting state in the entirety of the United States.
Ohio.
Correct.
Cornfields.
Yeah, well, most of the drive is Ohio. We always do this to ourselves. We spend all this time in Ohio. But
it's not ideal.
yeah, that's okay. But most importantly, we'll settle into the MDX Type-S and we'll have a bit better of a report for you on how this thing is to float down the highway, as we say. But with that, we're going to go ahead and eat up some miles in this thing. We're exactly 150 miles into our trip. We figured we'd give you guys a bit of an update on what it's been like to sit in this thing for the past 2 hours. 22.4 mpg indicated on the cluster, so it is actually performing just a bit better than EPA. We've been averaging, I would say, anywhere from 70 to 75 miles an hour so far, due to things like this, the left lane being hogged and clogged and everything else. So we are in the right now, especially as we are exiting in 2 miles to have some Culvers.
Yes.
As that, I think, is going to become our new tradition on road trips. It always was growing up for me. Whenever my parents and I would go out to Chicago, we would stop at Culver's on the way. It's so funny, in the Mustang video, I was like, is Culver's a Midwest thing? And someone commented, my brother in Christ, they serve cheese curds. Of course it's a Midwestern thing. So yeah, we're going to have some Midwestern goodness.
Yes, we are.
Before we stop at Buckee's down in, where is it, Kentucky? Is it near Bowling Green?
It is.
Did you know that's where Corvettes are made?
I
In
didn't know.
Bowling Green, Kentucky.
That's fascinating,
Yeah.
actually.
But anyways, the MDX has been nice to sit in. I've honestly genuinely enjoyed this massage. I've liked the lower back setting the most, I would say, out of any of them. And it is quite a strong massage, so much to the point where I can only take it for like 5 to 10 minutes and then I have to turn it off. NVH has been really nice. This car's been quiet. The lane keep assist does a really good job. I still have not seen the active lane change assist work, but it may be something I have to toggle on in the infotainment, and unfortunately you aren't able to change your vehicle settings while the car is going. It's just grayed out, so we'll have to do that once we stop. But for the most part, I mean, seat comfort is nice, ton of adjustability. I would say these seats, they're a little bit firm, but they seem to be quite supportive. So usually you've got one or the other. You have something that's very soft and squishy like we saw in the 7 Series, or you have something that's a bit more on the firmer side like I think we're seeing here in the MDX Type-S. But you found your headrest adjustment?
I did find my headrest adjustment.
Got your
and
pillow?
Got my little travel pillow. I am so comfortable. I could literally fall asleep and be asleep for the next 5.5 hours.
A good mark
It would be so nice.
for the MDX.
Yes. Nappable. Very nappable.
That is a base model MDX.
Ours is cooler.
It's worth mentioning, actually, the base model MDX does still come with a V6, but no turbocharger. And it's about $25,000 cheaper in base model form with no options. So there's that.
Yeah.
You know, never said the Type S wasn't a bit pricey.
This looks like it used to be a bank, perhaps.
Perhaps. All right, Meemaw.
Go,
Move it.
Meemaw.
Move it, Meemaw. Come on, I don't want to be blocking the road.
Oh, my word.
Aim it. Aim the journey.
Oh, no.
We're just... I'm gonna...
Oh, Peepaw has his oxygen on.
It's okay. Ooh, the used lot behind us has an NA Miata. I don't know if you can see that in the mirror or not. Yeah, should we have it?
Oh, I think
Would you like to drive it?
I would love an NA Miata.
Oh!
Oh, dear. Oh,
They take
dear.
your order like this at this Culver's.
We need to decide what we need.
You want to just share some tendies?
Yeah, and fries.
Let's do it. Yeah, wish me luck on not being awkward because I have a camera on my face.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's the one awkward part about doing this is when you're ordering food.
Yeah.
You know what? They never say anything.
But
you know they're in their head. They're like, what on earth is going on? What kind of drink do you want?
You pick. I'm good with my water. My nice
Okay.
water.
Get like a lemonade or something?
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Let's maybe toggle the parking cameras. I guess we don't necessarily need to. Okay. Hello.
Hi, she'll
There
help
you go.
you up there.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Can we please do the 4-piece tender basket, please, with fries?
All right, any sauce for you?
Ranch, please. And
Got
then
it.
we'll do a sweet tea to drink.
A sweet tea to drink?
Yes.
All right, anything else for you?
Is that all you want?
Ketchup and silverware?
Oh yeah, ketchup and then a fork and knife.
Oh yeah, of
Thank
course.
you. Thank you so much.
Fork, knife, and side of ketchup.
Thank you.
Anything else for you too?
That'll be it.
Have a nice day.
You too. Big diesel truck, Culver's. I love the Midwest. We got our own personalized mirror sticky note. We've got cup holder available for a drink. How did you turn the... Oh, it's on the end of the stalk.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good eye. I wouldn't have seen that from over here. I would have been looking all over the place. Excuse the 6-liter Power Stroke behind us, singing the song of its people. Thank you.
Let me put my tennies back on.
I will say, this MDX is quite maneuverable. I love the light steering.
Chris?
Yes.
Here's that for you.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good day.
You too. Leave that for our passenger princess. Oh boy. Ooh, that will automatically disengage. Love to see it. I need to remember to remove the tag there. No, genuinely though, obviously I've done the drive-through test in quite a few vehicles, and the cameras in this, quite nice. As we saw earlier, very good quality 360 camera, but I'm always one to say I love quick light steering. Not only is this light, it's a very quick steering rack, so able to maneuver this quite large SUV in an easy manner. Now, this is a 3-door SUV, and it is decently large. It's definitely not the biggest in the segment, I wouldn't say, but still sizable enough. Oh. I just wanted to test the door locks real quick.
Fine. Thank you.
Ooh, look at these cameras I've just discovered.
Side view.
Side view cameras.
Would you like to sit here and eat first?
Yeah, we
Would you
probably
like to
should.
just get
Yeah,
on
let's
home?
sit and eat. I'm gonna shut the car off for a sec. Okay, we're gonna sit and enjoy our Culvers. Will you please feed me a fry, as is tradition, even though I'm not driving? Welcome to Cincinnati and welcome to the Covington River, which I believe is the border between Ohio and Kentucky.
Sure.
Probably. We're in the worst traffic we've been in so far on this trip, and the MDX has handled it quite well. Throttle response, brake response, everything, nothing is too immediate to unsettle you during traffic. The only thing I will say is this 10-speed is constantly searching for gears, so a little bit of confusion from the car, but it really doesn't seem to upset the experience overall.
Once we pass into Kentucky, I do have some facts for you.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yeah. Wow. Excellent. Did you know that the state animal of Kentucky is the gray squirrel?
Ah.
Did you also know that the state bird of Kentucky is the northern cardinal?
I like cardinals.
State drink? They do in fact have one. It is not Kentucky bourbon, it is milk.
Milk?
Milk.
What sort of
Police
milk?
reported ahead.
Thank you, Jeeves.
Jeeves. Final fact, you know that the Corvettes are built in Bowling Green.
Yes,
but
I do.
Did you know that that factory was originally developed by Chrysler as an air conditioning factory for
I did not.
automobiles?
I did not know that.
There you go.
We're learning things.
Yeah, we are. Welcome to Kentucky.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for those facts.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, I like that. Kentucky
That'd be
is,
$5.
huh? $5.
Yeah.
Maybe
Your
someone
subscription to Kentucky Facts.
will leave you a tip in the comments. The last time I was here, I think. I always forget when I come to Kentucky, but the last time on my mind is when I was 19, my sophomore year, spring break trip, and we actually went to the Corvette Museum
Oh, very cool.
right after they had that big sinkhole.
Oh.
When all the cars fell
Yeah.
into the earth. We are going to have to stop for some fuel here quite soon because the car is reading out we have 70 miles of range remaining. MPG readout 22.7. We've covered 247 miles so far. So we're just about halfway there as far as mileage goes. Another thing I want to compliment this MDX on is the openness of the driver's compartment. I've got a ton of room over here to kind of spread out when I get fatigued. There's enough room between, the footwell and the dashboard to where my legs do not feel cramped.
3 hours till Bucky's.
Down by Rusky River, my third floor window. Where did the time go?
There it is on the map. Right there.
We're 440 miles into the trip, and I have changed my mind about the seat in this car. My back hurts a bit.
As you can see, we both have our heated seats on.
That's right, we've equipped the heated seats, which has actually helped a bit. I was doubtful at first, but the heating properties of this seat are quite nice. They have loosened the muscles in my back a bit. But after about 4 hours on the road, I got a bit tired, and actually the lumbar support doesn't go as far out as I would like it to. Anything over 4 hours, consider maybe bringing a pillow for support, like
Yes.
my passenger here.
I did do that. I took
So.
a fabulous nap for about an hour.
You did, yeah.
It was quite comfortable. I needed a pillow. Cows! Look at it!
It's
Holy
huge.
moly, look at all those people. The gas station.
It's like a Walmart.
Why is it so big? This is a gas station.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Yes, look at all the gas pumps. It goes on forever. Look at them all.
Okay. Are you wearing...
No, I'm going to take it off. You're like, please don't wear that.
Don't wear that in a
What isn't in here? Like they have your size.
I want
Into the home stretch, there is Nashville. Or at least what I assume is Nashville, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because we're only 11 minutes away. 515 miles under our belt in the MDX Type-S. I don't really have much else to say other than that I appreciate the cabin size and the squishiness of the ride in this car. The air suspension has been absolutely fantastic on the ride. The damping is so soft in comfort mode. And I mean, the only real complaints I have with this car are that it is quite inefficient. Ending number here for the first leg of the trip, 23.3 mpg. And don't forget, this thing takes premium fuel. I guess it just kind of is what it is, but you think about a BMW X5 with a B58 turbo inline 6 that makes like about the same power as this. Actually, it makes a little bit more. It makes like 380 horsepower. And I know for a fact those get better than 23. Those cars probably get over 30. I mean, think about the 7 Series we took. Granted, it was a hybrid, but that thing got like...
all the way to North Carolina from Michigan.
Didn't it get like 38?
One full tank and one charge.
Yeah, it was like 38 miles to the gallon or something like that. The Bang & Olufsen sound system is really good, and we'll give you guys a demo of that on our way home as we wrap the trip up. But it's been a good car for the most part, and happy to have been put into this for our drive today. So we're gonna embrace the rain. It's supposed to rain like all 4 days that we're here.
Hit by a hurricane.
Yeah, do you know what the name of the hurricane is?
Francine, I think.
Oh, Francine.
I think it's Francine.
Okay. Also, we're going to be going to the Grand Prix. We're going to be seeing Tedward and hopefully some other friends while we are out here. So we'll probably put in a little bit of a montage for you guys, and then we'll hit the road back home and we'll give you our final thoughts on the MDX Type-S. Go to sleep.
Get me out of love, yeah. Call me when you want. Sunshine on my door, yeah. Nowhere left to go. I just need to stay alone, yeah. Need to stay alone. I've been on my own, yeah. I've been on my own. I know, you know, I changed a lot. The sunshine on my eyes. It's been so goddamn cold tonight. You better call me up. Whenever you're gone, I can change a lot. I don't need the shots if you're so alive, but I need you now, yeah, I need you. You better call me up. Whenever you're gone, I can change a lot. I don't need the shots if you're so alive, but I need you.
Welcome to Nashville and welcome to the parking lot of the One Hotel, where we are finally headed back to Michigan in the MDX Type-S. Emily's in there setting up our time-lapse camera, but we had a fun weekend out here driving the new Civic Si, the new Civic Hybrid hatchback, and also attending the Grand Prix. We're gonna jump in, we're gonna leave the city, we're gonna jump back on the highway. It's about a 7.5-hour drive home, and we'll probably just do 1 or 2 more updates. We'll give you guys a sound system test on this Bang & Olufsen sound system here in this new MDX Type-S, and then we'll give you our final thoughts on what it's been like to drive this MDX Type-S 1,000 miles. So let's go ahead and jump in and exit Nashville. We picked the, by far, prettiest day while we've been here to leave Nashville.
Of course.
Matcha latte.
Oh,
What the f is that?
how's it? Those did have a thing where they would do that. There was a national recall for those. You had to get your tires replaced because most of those Explorers spent more time on their roof than they did on their wheels.
Got it.
I'm just realizing right now, on the cluster, it says the media that we are currently listening to. 1969 Pontiac GTO, Tedward. You can tell what I was doing this morning.
All of a sudden, I'm sleeping under different skies. Yet all they
999.9. There it is, 1,000 miles in the MDX Type-S.
We've done it.
We've killed a lot of insects. We've listened to many of songs through the Bang & Olufsen,
We have.
which we'll let you all experience here in just a second. But I thought we would give some closing remarks, some final thoughts here on the 2025 MDX Type-S. Let's start with the things we like. I think this is a very well-built SUV, and I think for the 25 model year, the facelift, all the changes they've made have been worthwhile. The nicest thing about this car is how quiet it is. For one, the NVH, chef's kiss, S tier. It's very quiet in here. And also, the air suspension is excellent. It's a very soft ride. The damping is great over this kind of like imperfection, the expansion joints. The rebound is so soft. I mean, it's just absolutely no complaints with the ride whatsoever on this car. The V6, while it is quite sharp and has pretty decent power delivery, it's definitely not the fastest thing in the world. Not very efficient. 22.8 was our closing figure, will be our closing figure here. 1,001 miles, 22.8 mpg. So it is about 2 mpg higher than the EPA rates it on the highway. But what I was saying earlier is, like, if you're going to make it this inefficient, why not give it 400 horsepower or more? Like, I may as well get a little bit more in return. Also, we're crossing into Michigan right now. Hello, Michigan.
Ready for the road quality to significantly change. And
Now, much louder.
much longer.
But we can make a pass. A little bit of a delayed response there from the 10-speed. I think the best thing about sitting in the car, though, is just how easy everything is to operate. Climate control panel, very straightforward, very easy to turn on and off. Your heated, ventilated seats, your massage is very easy to toggle on. All of your seat adjustments, they're all physical. The infotainment works really well, though we did have it drop CarPlay once. Over the last 1,000 miles, it dropped CarPlay one time. So I would say that that isn't really too bad. So let's talk about the things that aren't so good. For one, the seat back. And that's probably the thing that I'm the most disappointed with, is that our backs have gotten a little bit sore in this car. And I really was not expecting that with this being a luxury-oriented 3-row SUV. I thought that the seats would be a bit more plush. They're kind of hard. They're definitely, I think, trying to be more supportive than they are soft. And like I said, in the butt portion, that does work. But in the back, I think the lumbar just doesn't go out far enough, is kind of the problem that I've been having. So I did sit with the pillow behind my back for, oh God, probably 50 miles or so, and it did kind of refresh me. Luckily, you have the massage. Like we said in the first half of the video, the massage does really quite a nice job in refreshing you. It's a very good massage system. And I think the only other thing that I don't like about this is the adaptive cruise and the way that it behaves when you're going around corners. I don't really like feeling like I'm impeding traffic, and I absolutely feel like I'm impeding traffic with the adaptive cruise. Going around kind of long sweeping curves, when you've got the cruise set to 79, I mean, this thing is slowing down to like 74, 73 miles an hour, and it just feels really like unnecessary. I don't really feel any need for it. Oh, and then there's the lane change assist, which is probably the dumbest driver assist feature that this car has. I have not used it at all, except to figure out how it works. It took me 800 miles to understand it, but you have to have your hand on the wheel and you have to hold the turn signal, which is way more of a hassle than just changing lanes.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what the real purpose of it is. Here, we'll do another one over to the left. Hand is on the wheel. I'm holding the turn signal. I'll give them that the graphic that shows up on the cluster is very cool, but it's just like, it's unnecessary. If you're gonna put in a lane change assist, let me just put my turn signal on and have the car change lanes. 80% of this car has been absolutely fabulous. I mean, it has been a really nice car to float down the highway, and you can tell that Acura has dialed this car in as far as ride, steering, and like driving inputs of this car are very, very good. I have no complaints as far as that goes. It's when the car tries to drive itself is what I don't really like. How do you feel? How have your last 1,000 miles been?
My back is pretty sore.
Okay.
But overall, not terrible. I mean, 1,000 miles is a long trip.
That's
And
another
so
thing.
you have to expect that you are going to be a little sore after sitting for 8 straight hours.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be worse. It could be significantly worse.
Yeah, and I would like to try other cars in the segment. This is kind of the first one of these that we've taken. I mean, we've only taken one other car on a 1,000-mile road trip, and it was a BMW 7 Series.
And that's kind of
So
the best of the best, if be able to take
our
it
standards are set very high from the get-go, and you know, I like to be honest, and I don't want to just, you know, sit here and tell you guys that this car is perfect, because it certainly isn't, but it's a really good effort. It's a really nice car. I mean, it just feels, everything you touch in here is nice. I think design-wise, it's really pretty. Everything works so well.
Aesthetically, from the outside, it is a very good looking
And it's pretty
vehicle.
from the outside too, yeah. So I mean, it's really just a couple little things that they could work on, and I think for the next generation of this car, maybe we'll see those changes, because I know that Honda and Acura, they're really good about listening to their customer base, and I'm sure other people will have these experiences, and we'll get an even more dialed in MDX for like the 2028 or 2029 model year. So we have that to look forward to. But before we let you all go for the evening, why don't we listen to this 31 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. We saved the best part for last.
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to
I think what Acura does really well, and what they've always really cared about, is just having nice quality sound systems. And what that means is you can listen to this at a really high volume, and it isn't harsh on the ears. I mean, that was up pretty loud, and there's no real strain on you. I think this is probably one of the best sound systems in the segment. I think it slots just below barely the Bowers in some of the BMW products. I'd say it's pretty much on par with like a Burmester and a Mercedes, and doesn't quite touch the Bowers in a BMW or a Volvo, but it is really dang close. And I would say it's just about equal to the ELS that was in the previous, the pre-facelift cars. So we haven't lost any quality with the Bang & Olufsen. I think it's kind of a bummer that we don't have like the specialized Acura specific sound system anymore, but it is what it is. And I guess for marketing purposes, Bang & Olufsen is a lot more recognizable to people that may be cross-shopping. So I guess that's pretty much it. I don't know that I have much else to say about this car. Got some pretty golden hour lighting going on right now. I reset the cruise control, which all of this is very easy to. All physical buttons on the steering wheel for you to toggle your driver aids and all that stuff. So Acura hasn't gone too far into the future, and if you're somebody that cares about driving and also wants a nice car in this segment, this is one that you should definitely take a look at. I think that'll pretty much do it for us. What do you think?
I think so.
Okay.
Quite happy.
Well, 1,014 miles later, no, we went up to 22.9 mpg. We've only got 20 or so miles to get back to the house, so I think we will let you all go on that note. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions on what it's been like to sit in this MDX Type-S for the last 1,000 miles, but I think this nearly 40-minute video probably covers it pretty well. So that'll wrap it up for real this time, and we will see you guys all in the next road trip video. Would you like to send us out?
Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon.
Good day.
Whatever you're watching.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.